And we're back. 5:43 is the time. Our developing story at this hour. It's been nearly 2 weeks, of course, since 5-year-old Hassani Campbell went missing, and now the spotlight has shifted to the little boy's foster parents. We've got a picture of Hassani to show you again, or we'll show it to you here in a second. Court documents just released seem to reveal instances now of domestic tension between Lewis Ross and Jennifer Campbell. This is just an excerpt from one of the text messages that Ross sent to Campbell. Court documents also state that at one point Ross brandished a sword at Campbell, incidentally, who was 6 months pregnant. And in a statement to police after Hassani's disappearance, Ross told investigators that he was having some misgivings about caring for a developmentally disabled child. Hassani, of course, has cerebral palsy. Now, both foster parents did speak to KRON 4 yesterday, saying that whatever tensions they had in their relationship has nothing to do with Hassani's disappearance. They say the focus should stay on finding this little boy. And for continuing coverage on this, keep it here at KRON 4. We're going to stay on this story, giving you every late-breaking detail and development that comes out of this. You can also check our website as well, KRON4.com. All the information we report on our air will also be found there as well, including other stories and links related to the search for this missing boy. And also for you new this morning, out of San Francisco, we're still looking for the driver who caused this rollover accident. It was a hit-and-run accident, according to CHP. This white SUV was the suspect vehicle. It happened at the intersection of Taylor Street and Union in the city. Police say the driver of that white SUV drove down a steep hill, and look at what he left in his wake. Car after car after car absolutely demolished here as he slammed into these cars on his way down Taylor. The SUV, as you saw there, or as you see here now too, came to a rest there at the intersection of Union and Taylor. 4 out of those 8 cars that were hit are completely totaled. 2 passengers inside that SUV were injured. They're being questioned, but the driver still at large this morning. All right, at 5:45, let's get over to the traffic desk. George Rask keeping an eye on the commute this morning. Hey, George.
Hey, James. Getting word now of what may turn into be a very serious problem here, a hot spot on Highway 4. This occurred at about, well, the first reports are that it came in at about 4:52 this morning, and though we understand that there may be a SIG alert issued now for the westbound lanes of Highway 4. With us on the KRON 4 Newsline, Sergeant Trent Cross of the California Highway Patrol. Sergeant, good morning. Tell us, please, what's going on.
Yeah, this morning we received a call of a pedestrian acting in an erratic manner, basically jumping in front of vehicles on the highway westbound 4 at Harbor. When CHP officers arrived on scene, the suspect was physically combative and began fighting with the officers. While the officers were taking him into custody, the suspect stopped breathing and passed away at the scene.
And again, the location of this incident, sir, is near Railroad Avenue on Highway 4?
Yeah, the better location is westbound 4 at Harbor.
At Harbor.
In that area.
So presumably there'll be a lane of traffic there that's blocked. Do we know if it's the left or right side of the roadway?
It's going to be the far right lane. It's closed right now indefinitely because, you know, due to someone passing away, it's so important that we gather all the evidence and information as we can so that we're able to generate a thorough report. And so, but as soon as we get all the information we need, we'll get that lane opened up as quickly as possible.
Right, but it's likely that this is an incident that'll be out there for some time.
Yes, that's why right now it's kind of indefinite as to when we may open that lane.
All right, Sergeant Trent Cross, thank you so much for your time this morning. Again, what we learned is that there is a police action now and an investigation of a person that died in custody here at Harbor. Now, it is just a little east of Railroad Avenue. As you can see on Traffic Tracker right now, the sensors are not yet picking up any delays yet, but it's likely that there will be. Even on a Friday morning, Highway 4 gets pretty congested, especially in Pittsburgh and Antioch. And so, as we've learned, it's the far right lane that's closed, and you can imagine that there will be a considerable number of emergency vehicles attending to this incident. We are en route. We have a reporter en route to the scene who will be able to get you some more live information from the scene. All right, let's check. All right, to check the weather now, let's go to the Weather Center. Here's Drew Harmon.
Thank you, George. Taking a look at another mild start to the Bay Area and doing a quick check of our fog conditions from our last satellite shot at 5 o'clock this morning. Once again, morning clouds and fog. You'll see plenty of fog all the way through the weekend and into next work week as well. Another mild forecast as we head into the weekend and beyond. James?
All right, Drew, thank you very much. A quick headline here before we go to break. Pittsburgh police are still investigating an accident where 3 people were ejected from a car. Take a look at this video of the scene here. 2 cars apparently were traveling westbound on Leland Avenue yesterday afternoon when one of the cars switched lanes, clipped the other car, and then crashed into a tree and flipped over. The 34-year-old woman was ejected. She remains in critical condition this morning. 2 children were also ejected. They were airlifted to Oakland's Children's Hospital. Police say there were 4 children total in the car. None of them were properly restrained in car seats or seat belts. Both drivers were tested and cleared for drugs and alcohol. The investigation continues this morning. All right, at 5:50, we're going to take another break here, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, so stay with us. Let's go outside, give you a live look this morning from SFO. We do again still have fog and those low clouds out there, but as of yet, no reports of any delays at SFO. We've seen delays, though, past few days, so we'll let you know when they start popping up again. So keep it tuned here to KRON 4. We'll be right back. And we're back. 5:54 is the time. Again, just a recap of some of our top stories that we're working on this morning. Of course, we're still following the search for 5-year-old Hassani Campbell. So we've uncovered some information here about the foster father, including an angry text message and a threat to leave the boy at a BART station. More on that this morning. Also, an early morning hit-and-run accident in San Francisco damages a whole string of cars here parked along Taylor. 4 of them ended up being totaled completely. The driver of that white SUV there, the suspect vehicle that hit all of these cars, still on the loose this morning. We'll have more in just a minute. And this morning, the California Assembly plans to strip the most controversial portions of a Senate-approved plan here that would trim the state's prison population by about 27,000 inmates. They held a special session last night. This is some video of that. The Assembly discussing what they're going to do here. The Assembly version, we understand, would probably let go about 10,000 more inmates behind bars than what the Senate was looking for, and that would still leave about a $200 million budget hole, and they don't have an idea yet how they're going to fill that hole, but that's what they're hashing out this morning. The Assembly will continue discussing this on Monday, so more on that to come. All right, at 5:55, we've got to take another break as well. We'll be back with more in just a minute, though. Stay with us. Let's go outside, give you a live look as we go, and we've got a couple of bridges here to show you. First off, the San Mateo Bridge. Traffic here on 92 headed westbound. Those taillights across the water moving at the limit this morning. No major problem slowing you down. Here's the James Lick Freeway camera showing you those headlights on southbound 101. Traffic moving without any delays either here in the city. And one last camera for you. The Golden Gate Bridge. Traffic coming in from the North Bay moving without any problems across the span. The CHP's been out and about, and they haven't found anything to get in your way. We do, though, have one hot spot brewing in the East Bay on Highway 4. George will have more on that in a minute. And don't forget, 13 days. It's all we've got left here till the Bay Bridge is shut down for the Labor Day weekend. Caltrans project. And we're swapping out a big piece of it. Keep it in mind. Keep it tuned here to KRON 4 on our website, KRON4.com, for all the information and links to some alternate modes of transportation. More in just a minute.